Historically, there has been a long-standing conflict between the Palestinians and Israelis over the land of Palestine, dating back to the 20th century. Essentially, this conflict is related to the claim for sovereignty over the same land. This conflict coincided with the development of Arab-Israeli conflicts, which began with the 1948 war, following the Balfour Declaration, which was a letter sent by Arthur James Balfour on November 2, 1917, to Lord Lionel Walter Rothschild expressing Britain's support for the establishment of a national home for the Jews in Palestine. It was adopted in the Paris Convention in 1919 to implement the Balfour Declaration. This conflict continues to this day with many significant events such as the 1967 war, the Oslo Accords of 1993, and the Gaza invasion of 2008. The issue of land ownership in Palestine is related to an ancient conflict between the Palestinians and the Israelis over the ownership and sovereignty of the land. Palestinians claim that the land, which includes the West Bank, Gaza Strip, and East Jerusalem, is their historical land, and they have the right to return to it under international law and international resolutions. In contrast, Israelis claim that they have the right to sovereignty over this land under international law and history, and they justify their claim to the land through what is known as the right of the Jewish people's self-determination and a historic destiny for the Jewish people on this land. As for the right to claim land in Palestine, it is a controversial and contentious issue between Palestinians and Israelis. Palestinians claim that they have a legitimate right to claim the land, as Arabs inhabited the land before the existence of the State of Israel, and therefore they must preserve this right. On the other hand, Israelis claim that they have a legitimate right to claim the land, as they have historical, cultural, and religious ties to it and consider it the sacred promised land of the Jewish people. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict involves a complex history and intense emotions on both sides. It is primarily related to the presence of the Jewish people in Palestine and the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948. Palestinians believe that the creation of Israel came at the expense of their national rights and lands, while Israelis believe that the establishment of their state was a solution to the persecution and denial of rights faced by Jews around the world. Israelis have the right to recognize the existence of their state, but they are concerned about their national security and see recognizing the rights of Palestinians in the land as a threat to their security. On the other hand, Palestinians believe they have the right to return to the lands from which they were displaced in 1948, and that Israel occupies their lands and violates their rights. Ultimately, a solution to this conflict requires agreement from both sides and respect for human rights and social justice.